be everyone else.
Awesome. So we're almost live. I'm just waiting for the progress bar to load. But for those of y'all just joining, let each other know what are your goals for the new year or what do you want to learn for the new year. I see a lot of people wanting to get their first job as UX design, 3D art. Cool. So we are live on YouTube. Welcome to our first event of the year. Build Design Buddies app together with Bravo and Carla. This is part one of our workshop series. We'll have part two in March, and we'll be sharing the event details soon. And I'm going to share a few screens to introduce Design Buddies and just really a couple of house rules. If you've been to Design Buddies event, you've probably seen this before, but I'll share just in case. So Design Buddies was founded in April of 2020 by me, and I just wanted to create a place where people can just chill and vibe and learn design together in a non-judgmental place. And so Design Buddies was born, and since then we've grown a lot, and we hosted these numbers are not updated, but we've done over 100 events now. We have a ton of events, design challenges, workshops, a lot of wholesome stuff to help y'all level up your design career, whether it's like UX design, 3D design, or more. And we have all of our social media there where you can also connect with us as well. And just a couple of house rules. Events are recorded, but if you would not like to be recorded, be in any part of the recording, you can join us on YouTube, and feel free to engage via the chat and chat with each other as well. Just pretend like we're in the same room together, and just if Carla says something you resonate with, anyone else says something, feel free to respond to each other and connect with each other too. We even have a networking sheet where you can add each other. And also, we don't have a slide up for this event because it's a workshop, but at the end, we'll have a Q&A session, and we like to take group photos. And we also have some Design Buddies Zoom backgrounds where y'all can use as well at that link, which is also dropped in the chat by our friendly moderators joining us. And yeah, feel free to share any takeaways on social media, tag Design Buddies, tag Carla, tag Bravo, and we always retweet and we share on our Instagram stories too. If you take Instagram stories from our events, connect with each other, feel free to hop into our Discord, have fun, be wholesome. And yeah, so with that, I will hand it over to Carla.
Hello, everyone. So good to be here on this day that's actually very special to me. Today, my company is turning 16 years old. And by company, I say when I started to do my own business, like as a freelancer. So I saw that some guys want to launch their own startup. That's the way, right? Like to go, like when you think that you have this entrepreneur blood and that you want to do something different instead of just being working in a job from 9 to 5. There is some sound here. Does everyone?
Carla, I think you're muted.
Yeah, for some reason I was muted. Did you guys hear anything?
Yeah, my Zoom settings are weird, but it's fine now. I have muted everyone. Make sure to keep your, it's weird. Yeah, everyone should be muted now. But for moderators, please like help mute everyone. Thank you.
Okay. So, well, hello guys. I think there is other audio. Okay. Did you guys hear about me launching my company 16 years ago?
Yeah, you were like 16 years ago and thinking you cut off at that point.
Oh, so you did hear the best part of it. So it's a very special day for me. It's very good to be here with you and celebrate this day. And I'm very moved by all the things you want in 2022. So let it come true. Well, without furthermore, like we are here today to start building the Design Buddies app. And this app came through like from a talk I had with Grace. Like we have a huge community. It's a great community, and you guys are with Discord, with Twitter, with YouTube, and you have so many channels. And sometimes it's hard to contain everything when everything is everywhere, right? So speaking with Grace, we thought of an opportunity to take those workshops instead of just teaching Bravo to you guys, take a step further and come up with an app that you be published for Design Buddies. So this app, you hold the content for the community, like a blog posts, what more? Videos on YouTube, any events, so anything that could be built. Like today with Bravo, we'll be doing that step by step and also updating the app together. You guys can also contribute. I'm sure Grace have told some of you guys already. So you can contribute to helping with the design, also with the UX, and for sure with one that is very important, testing. So as soon as you guys get to download the app and test and see problems or see flow problems or have ideas that could improve the app, this is what take a product further. So you guys will be a really good help there for us. So after we spoke, what we talked about. So we come up with this idea to have the app, right? The second step after you have an idea that could be for yourself too, to your product, to your startup, to a problem that you have been trying to solve, what we do in that case, we put it into paper. We think about the flow. We think about what are the features that we want the users to have. And in this case, I will share now my screen and show you what I got from Grace. Do you guys can see my screen?
Yeah.
Great. So here, Grace has worked, I don't know if alone with someone else, on an information architecture. This is a really great way for you to start a product. Like it's very easy to, let's jump and do, but it's really good when you have this information done, because then you can think about what you be in each page, how many pages your app you have, how they are connected. So from here you go to where. So in this case here, you can see you have a page that's called home. In this home, we have a little bit about design buddies. You have some app features, and then you have a search that deals with search results. From those search results, you probably have, for example, here, there are frequently asked questions for design, and then you have some categories there to choose from, and those you get into the search results. You have some content that will be like events, records, and blog articles. So here it's a bit of the flow or the information architecture. I really think doing something a little bit more linear could help. So what I do here is to think of this project as you just received something from your customer and how you deal with it. So you get like, okay, let's do a copy instead. So you get the first page and you have some content there. On the first page, like this is a search page. So you have another page here. You have a page that is type content, and you have another page here with frequent asked questions. So each of those pages will be accessible by here, right? So app features, correct me if I'm wrong, Grace, at any point. So app features would be that here you would have the content that we are trying to display, right? So blog, articles, I will zoom in a little bit, event, recordings, and then FYQ from design too. And you have also a search. So all of those could be on the page either as a some resume, as you are very used to the apps. Like for example, you go to Spotify, you have a resume of albums, you have a resume of the best you have heard, you have the next episode when you are doing a podcast. So, and on any of those actually go to the page itself, right?
Sorry. Carla, could you zoom in a little bit from the chat?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
So let me put this here, and then now, okay. So I will get a pen because I try to create a new layer here. Yes, I will just group this because since this is done with auto layout, it's very hard to draw on top, but now you mean, ooh, it's still, okay. So I will do like that. No, auto layout doesn't allow, guys, for me to draw.
But it's actually a
So,
little tip. You can make a line and then like hold the thing you made and then press shift. Oh no, press space bar and then put it on top of the auto layout.
oh, really?
But you can
Spacebar.
undo, let me undo auto layout for you.
Oh, yeah, we could just do
Alrighty.
that too. You are right. This is the power of collaboration, guys, and this is why I love Figma. That you are on the file, everyone's on the file, everyone can just interact with it and make amendments. And I would love to us to do event also with an empty board for everyone to contribute at the same time, come up with ideas of design and everything. So if you like this idea, let us know in the chat too. It would be great to hear. Like since we are, what do you think? So you see,
Oh,
like this is so funny, right? I think if we detach everything, no, it's not even allowing. I don't know. I think you guys can imagine, right? Like if this, I think I will do something. If I create a new file, but for
you can hold
before I
space
leave.
bar.
Okay, great. So Grace helped. So you have the search, you have the blog articles. So, and then you get this content also on the first page. And if you think about this, like this is actually what also happens on the website, right? Most of the time you do some information of your architecture and so on, and then you add things like our resumes of it on each page that you are doing. So the homepage of an app works more or less like the same. You can really just try to do a resume of all of your features. So more or less like this. And of course, from the search, you could also just find any kind of content. So you search, maybe you find some content from event records for blogging and also for design. Someone was speaking?
No, it's fine.
Yeah. So you could find some content from here that would be like events, recordings, or also some questions. I hope this was clear enough. If you guys don't think so, let me know. So here we have a little bit of the architecture. Since we are importing this file to Bravo soon, what I you do, I add a skip tag here for this to not interfere with our end product. So when we go to Sketch, if we get this information architecture to the next page, just to us to think about it a little bit, you see that all these pages are kind of sketched. And here what was done was like a menu for each of those areas. And also here in the middle, it's like a resume of those contents, right? Like Grace also thought about a 3D image that she can add here from the website. Then you have a content library with a slider on the content library. Then these can have the articles and then the event recordings. And you have, of course, we have also, we could have a secondary page that would be the detail page for that item or open directly the browser inside our app. We can do and iterate with this also later on. In the frequent asked questions here, you can see that they are the categories, and also we have a search that's very cute that you can just put whatever you want to search through all the content that's available. And you'd have, in this case here, we are showing the results by the title of the article or the video. This is a very interesting kind of results because there are some categories of results. I have never done this, and it will be interesting challenge to see if we could build this way. But there are some other ways also that we could build. But we can also check this out. And here in content, we also have some more that is about the topic. When you select a topic, you can know some questions and also see some answers. Like some people, from what I learned, is that many of you guys are kind of mentoring and giving advice, and there are really great advice just spread out through Discord. And this would be just like a collection of some of those advices that may be a little bit lost when someone new is getting in. Is that right, Grace?
Yes, I was just answering a question in the chat. What was the question again?
So I was telling you guys that I think here in the case of the selected topic, when you have the frequently asked questions, what happens is that you have several mentors there giving great advice to everyone. And then when someone new just arrives, what happens is that they actually lose those advice
Yeah.
because they are lost in somewhere, right? Like in their home. Like Discord's very difficult for me to use, guys. Don't laugh about it.
Yes.
Learning.
Yeah, this is inspired by so we have a lot of great advice in our Ask Mentors and career questions and also our feedback channels, but there's no way to really organize or categorize or filter them. The example we have here is like, what else can you negotiate besides salary? We have a ton regarding a lot of different topics like freelancing, getting your first job, interviewing, and our goal with this is to just filters are in our roadmap, but right now it's focused on information to build up our MVP. In the future, we definitely want to basically help improve the efficiency to navigate through different topics so you can easily find instead of having to look through the pinned message and just have a linear flow. This helps you search for exactly what you're looking for really quickly too.
That is really cool, and I yes, since it's a collection, you help also everyone that just joins in to see that there are people with good advice and good content there, and that makes a lot of difference. So you see, she transformed this information architecture into drafts, and those drafts here, I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Like you can start this as beautiful. She did a really beautiful work here with the paper and so on, but you can also start with just any sketch, any kind of sticky note. Just do some drafts of what you think for your app on that page. You'll be there. So I remove this, and now so we have the second step, you do some sketch and the wireframe, and then you also add the skip tag here. So let's go to low fidelity, and wow, I'm getting excited because this file is getting really cool. So very nice, and here Grace had a task too that it was more for her to know and to think like a designer. When you are designing a file and when you are implementing them to Bravo, they might very differ because what happens is there are things that you can implement from Bravo. For example, the top bar here, we can just exclude and add the tag that you work with the real time from your phone. And she already created a menu bar too as a component. So because this is repeated to all these key screens, so we have to do just some adjustments later on for this to work. Then you have, let's see if there is also prototype. So there is no prototype still, so the screens are not connected yet, and we should do some adjustments. To start those adjustments and to make everything a little bit simpler, what I will do is to gather our content from last workshop. I don't know if you guys remember or if you were present. So we did a workshop, and Grace has added the link on the chat here for you guys to get. So we built this. Let's build an app using Bravo and Figma last time, and we finished a part that would show a blog. It's really rough, and we again really do this with the time. So what I would do is I would duplicate this for us to start from it, because you can learn everything we did so far here in the last video. So we can just copy from this file and just paste it here as a new file. So here you can see a little bit of what was done before. This already has a flow, which I actually like to call start, but here's flow one. What it has the icon that the app will have when once you put it to download on the App Store and the Android Store. You have a loading state that we added this little bunny, very funny here, that is animated through Lottie file. Then you have a blog page that is showing the status bar on top and iterating through content, like in this case here were articles from the blog, and we had just the title and the image. And when we would click here, what we had was a big image and the title and its description. So you can see we can already use this structure to continue with our file here. So the home page, it'll be a little bit different. Okay, I won't just destroy this. I will duplicate this page for us to maintain the flow of what has been done. So I will keep love fidelity like here, and I will also add the skip tag. And now I will say that this will be our MVP. So here in high fidelity, what will be done later on, will be to add a really beautiful, interesting design to the screens we create. So right now we will focus a little bit on the functionality of it, and later on we can make it pretty. That also works. So I will also add the skip tag here. Components, I will also add the skip tag. And here, I think they were just for you to import to Bravo. So we use the MVP. So I actually will add here MVP and say that this is true. This is the layer that it's important to Bravo, and they remove this page. Like in this page, actually, I think the intention, I will just remove this part and put a skip, because yes, you can add here any other content from Bravo, like a UI kit, or if you go to Bravo channel, you see, or in the community. So I will search here to show you guys Bravo Studio. You have a place with all the tags that can help you through your interactions. And also, I told you guys about last time a plugin called Bravo Master Tags that you can use to help you guiding you through the. So I get inside Bravo here, and then it was called cheat sheet. It's so funny to say this because I'm sure I cannot pronounce in a way that you can understand that these two words are different. But so, here, Bravo tags. So in here, you can duplicate this file to your account, and you can see all the tags that Bravo has available. So you can see a lot. You can get some menus, you can get some containers, you can get some inspirations too by design, what you could do, which level you add them, and also you always can access like the Bravo master tags master list. This is all my favorites because I use this the whole time. It's like a consulting the information here. The documentation is very important, so you also have the same. And the other way, it's really for you to install this plugin called Bravo Studio Tag Manager. And in here you see, okay, you have to actually select one layer and then do this. So Bravo Tag Manager. And then you can see all the tags as well, and you can know where they are and what they do. So in this case, the icon, it's the icon of the app. State loading, it's a page which you show or you appear every time it's loading any content. Then you have here status bar dark. That means that this bar here, it will be on the color black. If you put status bar light, it will be in the color white. It really depends on the color of your background. So sometimes it's very dark, then you put the light, sometimes very light, like we put here a pinkish, you put it dark. Then you have a container, and this container tag, it's used a lot into listings. So it's are things that repeat. And here you have the post that has a container too. It's a container top bar, that it's a top that's fixed there on the top, that you stay, when you scroll down, it will stay fixed. Then you have a container. Actually, this here has a container. They were like I will update it, like I did type it wrong there. And here you also have another container, and they are two because we are using Flexo tag on both. Flexo tag is another tag. This Flexo, what allows you is to have more than one line of content and have the content growing individually. This can just be done with one single tag inside the content, and it must be the latest one. So if you have several tags of content inside this same container, just the latest one can receive the Flexo tag. If you need several ones to receive it, you should do a container for each of the tags. So here we have a resume of what we have done last time, and now what I will be doing with you guys is to try to get some of these working too. This has been a lot of talking so far. I want to know if you guys have any questions from the latest seminar, like if any of you also tried it. I know that some people participated in the challenge. We also showed some winners. I forgot their names, sorry for that, but I remember seeing the projects about the fall, and also the 360 view of Paris. It was one. The other one was alcohol. I think it was Wexel, like a Roselle, her name. She did a very cool idea with some drinks from her country, and there were some other ideas like do you guys have any questions so far? Is that a good base?
Yeah, there's a quick question. And a question from Omar is, so these tags are similar to code lines that Bravo recognizes?
Exactly. So these tags, what they do is that they do the code that we are not coding. It's like small instructions that when we import this file to Bravo, Bravo understand that in that place where the tag is applied, this will be done. So this is the way that we no code this app and make it work. Did it answer your question, Omar?
Yeah, Lacey, thanks. I just linked the past challenges in the chat too, so y'all can check it out.
Cool. So have many of you guys here, how many of you guys here haven't heard of Bravo or haven't tried anything with Bravo yet?
Nice. Lots of first timers.
Oh, cool. This is great. So we really recommend you to check the first video. We will also link this into the video from today for you to learn more about those tags here that I just slowly explained, but you know, you can see me doing last time step by step. So, okay. So here I will remove some things here. This will be the file that we will import to Bravo. So the first thing I will do in this file is just start very easy. I will just add these tags called status bar dark into the pages. So just to make it run on our Bravo for the first time. So I will come to my plugin, open Bravo Studio Tag Manager, and search here for status bar. So status bar dark, and then I will update, and you see that it will add to every page that I do this status bar. It's being shown here. You can also type it yourself, so I could just copy and paste.
Really quick, can you zoom in to show what you're clicking on in
yes.
Figma? Yeah, thank you.
So here you can either just paste, like I just copy and paste, or you can, let's say, use the plugin because you don't remember from your mind. Then you just start typing, status bar, and then you click here, and then you update, and you see it will be the same effect. And this appears here on the top, and also on the layer name, because that's the layer name, right? So that is the Bravo tag that we are using. So as soon as we did that, what we don't need anymore is this component, because this here, actually I will keep it there. You know why? What I do is that I leave this space in blank for every app. So what I do is that I remove from this component here the view. Okay, this is not the main component, so I think I will have to create a new one and add it here. So okay, here what happens is that Grace has used also what's fixed, what scrolls. Like this doesn't work with Bravo, so we have to remove that from the pages, and they will be first just ignored. So you don't need to create that. You can create, if you want to create like a prototype first for Figma, but you can also create your prototype in Bravo itself, so you don't need to do that. So what I do is that I create a container with this size right now. So you can either just hit F or create a container. I will remove the inside of it, it's just blank. And I will just say that this is the container top bar, which means that this you keep here on top. And what we can do here is that everything that's inside this top bar, you'll be there forever. So we can do some nice design that you just be looking like things are vanishing. We can add things later, but by now I will just do this. I will just add that this you stay on top. I will remove all of those others, and I will just paste it here, because then it makes it very simple. So we finished already one of the parts. We have here a menu, and here we are all about shortcuts. So for the menu, what I do is that I go back to some of the files that I have created that also have some tutorials on YouTube for you to watch. This is about menus that you can have states. So here you can see different menus, like, all of them have states and they have just different designs. So ours there, it's very simple. So I will just simply copy one of them. So I will get this one here. I will just copy it, actually the page, and also this cool nav. And I will post this on the page samples just for you guys to have it as it was. And here I will add the menu from our project. So the menu comes always before everything. So I will add the menu here. And what will you do now? We will replace our menu to work like it is looking right now on the design from that Grace did. So I will just right now replicate. I will just get here. She had a line on top. So here we have a background. So what I will do is that I will put here on the side just to kind of copy and emulate that. So we have here just, okay, let me get back to design, done. So here we have just a square, and then you add a stroke, and I add the stroke. I would like to add this stroke just on top, so I will actually add the stroke here. I just get the line here and do the line, done. So we have already the same area. And here she thought about several items. So you just add here, you copy and paste this here too, which we will rename. So we have 4 items. I will rename all of them. I will get the unselected and the selected motif together. So here we have home, here we will have content, and then we will change the items inside. Here we have facts, and then here we have source. Great. So now what we do is that I will copy this, the home icon and the text. And this will be like a edit here. And I will just remove the rest. So here we have a home button. Then we get content, do the same. Of course, we really need to think of it as very beautiful later on, but right now that's not the point. It's really to make it work and make it. And then we have the source. So here you have the source. It's on this one. We just passed here, and then we have it. So now we can just do some adjustments, put it on the center of the item, or even just click here on this resize to fit. So we can resize to fit every of those. Resize to fit. Great. We have all the states that are default. Now we can just copy them, paste them on the active version, and decide later on how the active version you look. Let's say that you look another color, could be pink, or I would just put blue here that has nothing, or maybe pink, just let's get some pink here. Yes, so I'm just simply copying and adding the same item inside the active button. Nothing very complicated. You can see here the content. I am just deleting the old content, and I will also just resize to fit. And then here we will also just resize to fit that for, okay, this one's already, so here resize to fit, resize to fit. This is already resize to fit. Okay, great. So we have here the 4 buttons, and now we just need to put them into the same color. I put here the same color, and we have 2 kinds of state, like a default and active. The other thing that I really recommend is that in this case, what happened here is that the buttons have different size, and when you are doing design, you want them to be spaced more or less the same. So I think the content button is kind of the biggest one. Let's see. So this button is 167 to 106. So this 34 to 50, this is 44 to 50, this is 52 to 50, this is 38 to 47. So yeah, I will copy this and add to every single button. Why I'm doing that? I'm just creating the same area to each button to be the same. Simply by doing that. I won't change the color right now because that's not so important. But I will show you guys how you can do that all at once. And you can see that the other button is already changing together because we just copied the button, right? So they are all actually acting together. Like when you change one, you change all. right? Now you can just resize of them. And in this case here, for some reason, they were not central. So I just add them central because they need to be one on top of the other for you to feel that you clicked. And then when you clicked, they were somewhere. Okay. And now you can just remove completely this here, or put 0, or just put the color that it is like there. So it's white. So you can put just simply white, but you cannot see it. But what that means is that here on home, we have two buttons. We have a default button and an active button. If we hide the default button, the active button, it's under it. So for you to do that, you just come to assets and you get the components you have. So here there is a button. You can change the button to active or default here on the side, or you can also change the type of the button. So the icon in this case, so you see, so you can do that for each of those buttons. And when you do have that, you have all the buttons here. So now I will just rename those buttons here at first. We can also use auto layout. And the order was home, content, every key, and then this one is search. So here I will rename, and then here on the search I will just select both of them and then hit search. And for you to see if both of them are search, you just check it out. So here we have all the 4 buttons. What I will do now, I will just click Shift A. Bravo doesn't really recognize auto layout. But it won't take it out of the place. So you can use it to your design, but don't count on it for it to really spread your design across all the time. So when you test, you see that some things work, some things don't. So this you learn with the time. This here is not going from one place to another, so I will just adjust, and you can see there is a shadow here under. So since this was not there, I'll just remove it. But you can also use shadows and things like that. So we have our menu done. Here we have a tag that's called container inside a page that's called menu tabs. And we have, oops. So this line here should be inside the menu container, right? So I just add here line, and here I will add buttons for it to be a bit more organized. So we have a tag that's called menu tabs, and there are several other types of menus. Menu on the side, menu that you could put on the top, because you could use container top bar, but here in this case, menu tabs. So now I can remove these. These I can keep here. You can also rename your for menu simply, and these you don't need anymore, so you can just remove. What that makes with our app is that right now we have a menu, we have the blog list, and of course the pages here are different. We already added the status bar from here, so we remove here. We also added the content, and from the other page that now use that same component, this page, since this is menu tabs, this will be repeated throughout all the app, all the pages. So we don't need them anymore everywhere. So we just remove them, and by magic, they will appear on each of the pages. But they will appear on each of the pages, like I will try now, because we have a very short time, just to do one single thing. I will just hold this all and click and add the app, skip. And what I will do is to do the prototype to make our app work. So I will just bring this app, this here, that is the home. So here we have a top container. I will also add another container here that you hold just this sample content that is here. So we can just come here. add everything inside this layer and add that this is like a home container. And this will be the content from this page here. So, and now I will make the menu working by prototyping it. So I go to prototype, and on prototype I click on the buttons. I go to the home button, and on the default button that is on top of the active button, I will just drag to my page that's called home. Here it created a new flow. This should not exist, so I remove flow 1 from there. The only flow that should exist is one flow and should be on your first page. The first page is home, so we put it there. So home is linked, and I just link favorites just for the actually it's not, it's content, right? I just link content default to our blog list right now. So it's not on drag, it's on tap or on click, right? So I can remove it and do again. So you have here a little ball that appears on the default button, and you just, oops, you just drag this to the page that you want to show. So doing this, we can just go to Bravo, import this file. I hope you guys have a little bit more time, and then we can go for questions. It's just that I want to show at least this little part that we have done already. It has no real content. I don't know what's happening here. It's not loading. Let's see. Yes. So I create a new app. What it's done right now, I get share, hit share and copy the link. And when I copy the link, I connect with this file. That's on my Figma chair. And this must show us all these screens that we just built, like the icon, what you appear on the top, the loading, the menu, the home. So you see, they are all here imported to Bravo. You cannot imagine, I am without my phone in front of me. I would have to hold it to show. But what I would like to show now is to display that this app's already working on the phone, that we can see the tabs when you hit with home selected, showing this little content. And also if we click on content, we go to the blog list. Grace, can you take over and see if anybody has some questions so far? And I grab my phone quickly just to show that.
Yeah, for sure. Feel free to let us know if you have any questions in the chat. I could plug it again, but we have an intro to Bravo and Figma dropped on YouTube, but we also have a group photo soon. So feel free to like get ready, turn your camera on if you wish to be in a photo, or grab any objects you want as well. But yeah, feel free to just drop your questions in the chat, and thank you, Anik, for dropping the Bravo Figma intro. I also linked the Figma file that we used in that workshop as a pinned message there, so you can follow along. And definitely like let us know on Discord if you have any questions as well afterwards if they come up. So feel free to drop your questions. The first question is from Habib, is can we search for other components like the nav bar? I'm assuming this is for the Bravo plugin, but maybe you could demo this part first since you have it on screen.
Oh yeah, so here, can you guys see my phone? So you actually, this looks so different, funny. Okay, so here's my phone on the screen. I know how to do it, guys. That's better than this one. Sorry, this will be much nicer. I will do this. And here you can see my phone. Nice. Then it's better. Okay, so here you can see that we have that menu on the bottom, and when we click on it, we already are going to the blog post, and we would go already to our item. The data is not coming yet because we didn't connect, and Grace is already putting things on the Airtable, and but this you stay for the next workshop. But then you can go back, and you can also see the menu working. In this case, the questions and the search, they don't have pages that are linked, so they are not looking. But you can see that there are already some problems, like with the icons. The icons are not really looking good here. There are some Bravo text for that too, that we show that's the SVG. You should flatten your icons. There are some best practices there that you work and talk about the next time. So, and you can see on top that even without that on the Figma file, the time and the status bar is there. 9:41 is the time that always appear when you are in this screen mode, because that is kind of standard. But it changes when it's a real app. It really changes to whatever time it is, like it's on your phone.
Awesome. Thank you.
How do you guys feel about it? Like,
yeah, you're all excited. Feel free to turn your camera as well as we do a group photo, but like meanwhile, drop any questions in the chat if you wish. We also dropped Carla's info, so you can connect with her as well. So connect with Bravo. I'm gonna count down. Feel free to bring any object. You like to spice things up over at Design Buddies because why not? And so we usually do a static group photo first, and then one where we wave, and that's going to be on our Instagram story. So sometimes we encourage you all to bring your stuffed animals. Right here, I have Fluffle here. This is actually thanks to our buddies at Spline for sending it to me. But yeah, so I'm gonna count down 10 seconds for y'all to bring any objects you want in our photo static, and then wait for Instagram stories, just so you know, like spice things up a bit, just because we are the Design Buddies, like to spice things up. And I had a lot of coffee. This is my first event in 2 weeks, so I'm like warming up a little bit. So all right. So feel free to take any Instagram stories as well, or take any group photos. If you don't wish to be on camera, you can still react and have an emoji there, so you have an emoji by your name. All right, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
so you'll be new here, guys.
Yeah, 4.
Like because of the counting. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Happy Wednesday. Happy Thursday. 5, 4. I'll take multiple and choose the one everyone looks the best in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Smile. I can react to smile. All right, I'm gonna do an Instagram story. Let me just make sure I'm logged into the correct account. Once I have posted my own Instagram story on Design Buddy's account by accident, I deleted it right away. So I had to have that check. All right, ready, set, wave. Hello, buddies. Thank y'all for coming to build an app, build a Design Buddies app with Bravo and Carla. We'll see you at our next recording and next event in March. You can check out our recording on our YouTube channel. Awesome. Cool. So that was really wholesome. I know we are at time, but happy Thursday. Definitely celebrate every day. And we hope that y'all land your design jobs this year, launch your startup from your goals earlier this year, and join us back in March. We also have another workshop. If you're more comfortable with Adobe XD, we are learning to build an e-commerce store in Bravo and XD in February 9th. So that'll be coming soon. So make sure to join us on Discord to be the first to find out about everything. Follow us on social media. We drop all our latest and greatest news there as well. So yeah, enjoy everyone. And for our hosts, are you all okay for staying for like a quick 5-minute retro? And we stopped streaming on YouTube. I need to make sure I remember. It's been a while, so you know, my brain's warming up a little bit. I'm sure y'all maybe you'll relate as well to the holidays. So hope y'all holidays went well and happy Thursday. And bye,
Happy New
you
Year,
two buddies.
everyone.